ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, boys and girls. Welcome back to our channel, Inspirational Minutes with David. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and let you know our channel is back on. Hit the like and share, and yes, it helps this channel to grow. Been a little minute, a few weeks since I post a bill. I just been doing some contemplating. I'm trying to finish up this book that I've been writing. One more chapter to go, and it's over. Hope to have it published by my born day, which is March. And you know about March. If we can make it to March, we can march on out the fucking year. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, let you know our channel back on. Get the book, The Audacity of Woke. You know, I talk about that for years now. I love that book. But now we have The Entanglement of Woke. A member of a man who is fully awakened. Not a member of a man who's been mentally asleep. A member of a man who has awakened. That's what this book is about. So part 2 of the book is gonna be a freaking beast. So let me open up our bill today, and it's gonna be about some things that I've been thinking about over the last few weeks, and know that we're just going down through there. It's been a whirlwind of a year. We're in December, and almost in the middle of December, but we're gonna keep putting the scope on things, right? That's what we do on our bill on this channel, Inspirational Minutes with David. We put the scope on things, not the spoke, but the spoke. You see, you never are truly breaking. There's nothing about you that you must fit into a mold. Yet, the world keeps trying to mold you, shove you into a box, act like this is all that you are. Imagine how ridiculous they must seem to anyone looking across the universe. Trying to shove a whole galaxy into a box and stamp the word normal into it as if it was just going to just stay put. You know, fade away, stay put, as if it won't burst through any container it is put into. You see, you are fucking shattering the thing that holds you in. And what I need you to know, not believe, but I need you to know, you, even speaking to myself, David, please remember that. You see, the change is now, and that's what this bill is about. It's properly titled. The change is fucking now. The change is now. There's a massive change for the battle happening on the planet right now. This change won't be on the news, and it hasn't gone viral. And if you look for it, you won't even notice it, that it's happening right before your very eyes. This change is quietly happening in the hearts of humanity. Not mankind, because they kind of like man, but man, woman, the universe. People realize that we become what we focus our attention on. And we influence this reality based on who we become. So people realize that fighting is senseless and focusing on the chaos is fruitful. Rather, people are quietly focused on creating their version of heaven on earth. They are healing themselves and focus on creating more beauty. More beauty in this world. Don't you think we need that? You see, people have realized that awakening to their own divinity is what protects them from manipulation and allows them to become the change they want to see. You dig? It's sweeping through nations, but it's sometimes hard to notice. However, its strength is growing. It's growing in numbers. Not strength in numbers to, fight. Fighting only breeds more fighting. It's strength in numbers to create such a beautiful world that it would be more obvious for others to join peak game. To the point where one day they will hold a war and no one will participate. The frequencies of war, greed, and manipulation will no longer be able to exist in a reality full of sovereign awakening beings, living connected to their divinity. Can't fool us. Fool us what your boy President Bush said, fool me once, fool me twice. He didn't know what he was talking about. He did not know what he was talking about. You see, this is what Kennedy said. Quote unquote. He said, there's a plot. There's a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman, and child. And before I leave this high, noble office, I intend to change this plot. Quote unquote, JFK. A week later, he was unalive by the 1%. You see, this stuff that's going on around us today just don't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any common fucking sense. And as I go through this bill with you, you start to realize why it doesn't make any sense. All of this is not by accident. Not all of this misery and strife in the world today is actually by design. You see, peak game. The 1%. They control the wealth of the world. Why is it divided like that? You ask. Somebody asked me, was it you? You asked me that. You asked me that. Why is it divided like that? Question mark. This is not by accident. And all of this is not by very far beyond what you think it will be. It's a meticulously planned action that is run through control systems that run our world. It runs our world, our lives. And you got to do, at times, when you think about it, all you got to do at times is follow the money. You will get to this top and discover that the Rothschild banking empire and their cronies, the banking families, and what is often referred to as the royal political elite, these families that control the world did not suddenly come into power in the last 100 years. We're talking about thousands of years, thousands and thousands and thousands of years of royal bloodline that control the world today and been controlling it. The Rothschilds and their banking families pretty much own all the central banks of the world. Now, this is a shock to the system. The central banks of the world, like the Federal Bank of America, the Bank of England, the South African Reserve Bank, the Reserve Bank of Australia, India, Brazil, and all the central banks, all the countries of the world belong to the people. But, when I say but, it takes away from what I said in the beginning. But they are owned by private entities that are controlled and owned by the Rothschild banking empire. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers. You heard the name. The R's, you heard the names before. And they set the norms. the rules, and the financial policies for the countries around the world, the 7 continents. And governments control your mental. And presidents and the prime ministers and the ruling parties of the different countries. This is why we're constantly trapped in a cycle of debt. DEBT. Because the banks that print our money do not belong to its people. The banks, I say it again. The banks that print the money do not belong to its people. So, you ask, David, what is money really? What the fuck is money? Hell, well, money is it's just an ideal. It's a piece of paper. It's a tool of enslavement. And what you would learn here is that money is not something that evolved over thousands of years of bartering and trading. It's a tool that helped humanity prosper. No, hell no. It's exactly the opposite. Money was a tool of enslavement that was conjured up a long time ago and introduced as a complete and whole philosophy and as a tool of enslavement. It's just a piece of paper that controls our lives. It burns and it disappears. A gun, again, a gun, again, a gun. So where did money come from? Question mark. You asked, a gun. Where did it originate? Where did it originate? And very few people are actually aware of this. So, let me think. Get your thinking cap on, David. Well, about 6,000 years ago, the first money appeared in the form of clay tablets. This is during the Sumerian Empire, where the Sumerians texts tell us that when money first appeared, when money first appeared, and also when the first royal bloodline first appeared simultaneously. You get it? You dig? Are you tracking? And we find the emergence of the first kings, or the so-called first priest kings. And it just so happens that these first priest kings appeared out of the blue on earth and suddenly created all the banks. They created their temples on earth and suddenly created again all the banks. They created their temples, and in their temples they started to print these clay tablets, and their tablets they started to print with their faces on the tablets to give it, some power, which became the first form of money. So in essence, let me put some money out. Thought I had some money on me somewhere down the line. So in essence, money. Here's money. The temples of these first kings appeared on earth. And the first banks from which the first forms of money were distributed to the people. And nothing has changed in thousands of years. This is very important. This is very requisite. So what if I told you that banks create money out of thin air? Would you be surprised? Well, that's exactly what happens. They have nothing. Money is absolutely useless. It's a piece of paper which has no value or backing. And this is why it's called fiat currency, F-I-A-T. Look it up. Do your research. Fiat money, it means nothing. It's valueless. It has no value. The only reason it has value is because we, the people, think it has value. It is given to us as a piece of paper that has some sort of value. and we trade it, and we use it, and we go around and we kill each other for it, and we rob banks, we go to jail for it, and all kinds of egregious things to each other for money. Money controls our lives. From the first moment we're born to the last moment as we die. Money controls our lives. Many famous people and smart people and businessmen of the past has been aware of this for a long time. I like this quote from Henry Ford, quote unquote. It is well that the people of the nation do not understand, well, he said understand, do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there will be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Wow. Many people, many great leaders of the past have resisted money, have resisted the bankers. They tried to resist the bankers. JFK tried to break America free from the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve stronghold on the people of the United States. JFK intentions led to his demise. Gone. 7 days later, he was sacrificed. So, what you need to know is JFK actually started to print what become known as the American or the United States note, which is now printed by the Federal Reserve Bank, and therefore taking the control away from the Federal Reserve Bank. And as soon as they found that out, that what he was trying to do, his endeavors, he was assassinated in 1963. Within 2 weeks or so, the Federal Reserve Bank decided to print the American money again, taking that control back. Peep game. You know what they say in chess? Checkmate. Peep this. Yes, this happened also with Abraham Lincoln. 100 years before that, started to print the greenback in the United States, making American people free of all debt. And the greenback was printed by the government, and it did not belong to the Federal Bank of the Rothschild Empire. This was also not liked, and they lost control. This is why they unalived him, because he didn't adhere to the script. Now, he jumped off the script of the simulation, the game. So, I heard somebody in the back, they asked me, who controlled the government? Was it you? Who controlled the government? Who controls what's going on here? And many people around the world call these puppet masters. We don't know who they are because they don't want us to know who they are. And this quote from Meyer Amschel Rothschild, the founding father of the Rothschild Empire in the 1700s, quote unquote, he says, "Let me issue and control a nation's money. I care not who writes the laws," quote unquote. And that's exactly what has become of the world and our countries, because through the banking institutions, they control every and error, ERROR thing. Now, think about how money and bankers control all the education systems, the research laboratories, they control industry, the large corporations, again, all of the research laboratories of CDC diseases, everything imaginable ultimately goes back to those who control, guess what? The money. Follow the money, and you'll see the rule of evil and the rule of control as it unfolds around us. Who controls the corporations? A gun. Follow the money. It will always lead back to the Rothschilds banking empire. But unfortunately, in our legal systems, corporations have more rights than living, breathing human beings. You better look at your Black Law Dictionary. Think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. This is unimaginable that something like this could ever happen. Many people are shocked when they find out that every country in the world is registered as a corporation. And not just countries, it's states, provinces, cities, is registered as a corporation. As a corp. They are registered as a corporation. And everything imaginable. The roads that we drive on are registered as, guess what? Corporations. Corporations. Everything in our lives has been incorporated around us while we carry on and distracted by computer games and news. Who's scoring who and who won the game and what final is being played. You know, Diddy series or Netflix. You know what I'm talking about. And guess what? Guess what? While we are being distracted by entertainment and programming on our tell-lie visions, because they tell lies, they did take your visions. You see, our world around us has been stolen from us and has been incorporated. And this is how through the legal system and the corporations, they have more rights than living, breathing human fucking beings. We are people who have become slaves to the corporations every step of the way. Every step of the way. What's the name of this bill again? The changes now. And I'm going to leave you with this. On the prayer. The Aramaic translation of the original Lord's Prayer. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. Hit the like and share. And let you know our channel is back on. Quote unquote. Our cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration. Soften the grounds of our bodies and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desires. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not lead us to be seduced by which would divert us from our true purpose that illuminate and will illuminate the opportunities of our present moment. For you are the ground, the truthful mission, the birth, the power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole. Agone. And so it is. If you made it this far in our Inspirational Minutes with David, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification and let you know our channel back on. Hit the like and share. Thank you in advance. I love you too. I feel the love. I feel it. Get the book, the audacity of woke women step back. Give her the glory. Get the book. Know that if I love me, because I love me, In return, I love you. And when you love you, you love me. We're one. We're all fractal instruments, pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that make up the divine. Okay? Don't forget that. You are God. Don't forget that. I'm going to leave you in peace. Positive energy always create evolution. I love you. I love you in peace.